let's talk about something a little more positive, if it is that, and that is this CFL offseason. From 4 downs to hash marks to Chris Jones taking over in Edmonton. Your take on the latest in the CFL, RV?
I really like the hash mark idea. It's something I hadn't really thought of until Randy Ambrosie mentioned it last Thursday when he was in Regina. There's no downside to doing that. I think that is that going to, in and of itself, going to liven up the game? No, but I think it's a step in the right direction. I don't think 4 downs would really do anything except, 4 downs might increase scoring, but what kind of scoring are you going to get? It might be a bunch of 3-yard runs. It might be a bunch of 2-yard passes. I don't think the electrification of the game is going to happen with 4 downs. If you're going to have 4 downs and a yard off the ball, I think it just makes it too inviting to just keep run, or short pass. And I think what we saw last season too often was a bunch of 3-yard passes on 2nd and 7. Well, you might see the same 3-yard passes on 2nd and 7, but they might be doing another 3-yard pass on 3rd and 4. As opposed to punting. I think you need to liven up the game. What I would like to see is the ratio applied equally on both sides of the ball. I've written about this before. I know other commentators have used it. Instead of just saying you have to start 7 nationals or a minimum of 7 nationals, wherever they may be, mandate that a certain amount of them have to be on the field at all times. Say 4. And then you've got a level playing field both when on offense and defense, as it is now. A preponderance of Americans are on defense, and I think that inhibits offense. You've seen up to 11 Americans on defense in the Canadian Football League. It's not unusual to see 10. It's quite common to see 9. So you've got more Canadians fewer Canadians going against more Americans. I think if you even that out, I think that will go a long way toward reestablishing the CFL as an exciting league. It certainly is not right now.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to ask you something about Candy. She was a rescue, right?
She was, and she also rescued me. We got her from the Humane Society 11 months and 1 day ago. She was a foster dog, and we were going to have her for 2 weeks, and she kind of stuck around, and we just absolutely love her. And I never knew what people did to these poor animals until I heard Candy's story. And then I talked to other people who've had rescues, and I hear their stories. And it just absolutely makes me nauseous that animals are mistreated the way they are. It just, you hear stories about puppies being thrown in dumpsters. And I know a good friend of mine got a puppy in that situation. Candy was neglected and mistreated. And how can anybody do that to this beautiful animal? And, she had a year of her life wasted by people who were mean to her. And the reward for us is we get to enjoy her now, and she's an exuberant, wonderful girl. She's got the kind of personality that likes to get it.
Yeah, I bring it up because the change in her in less than a year is pretty remarkable, because I remember when she first came on the scene. So kudos to you and Chris Sula for the job, and kudos to Candy as well, who can clearly tell that we're talking about her.
She's got the big people.
Anything else on the CFL? We covered the Chris Jones, Cody Fajardo thing the last time we chatted. Other than I'm sure you're getting very excited with the snow melting here, getting ready for the season. Any predictions on the West?
Winnipeg is champion until dethroned. I think it's going to be a really good division. Chris Jones in Edmonton is going to make it good. Make that a really good football team right away. People underrate what he did in Saskatchewan in 2016. They went from 3 wins to 5, but he laid a foundation. I think the Riders are still benefiting from that foundation. So I think having Chris Jones in Edmonton is going to make them a better team, and going to make the division as a whole really interesting. And what I'd like to see with the CFL, it was great that Randy Ambrosie has done the road trip, but I think they need to get themselves out there again and again and again, and relentlessly. And I still do not see that. I think they're still a little bit selective about how they remind people that they exist. And although this is the off season, it is also the most important time of the year for these teams to sell tickets. And I just don't see that from the top down that they fully grasp that if people like you or me are talking or writing about the CFL, they're writing about something else. And there's myriad options out there for the media. There's myriad options out there for the fans. I don't know why they aren't asserting themselves more strenuously every day. Especially this is the time of the year that they're trying to bank revenue, so they're not as reliant on walk-up tickets during the season. They keep talking about this new business plan. I still haven't seen any evidence that it's been fruitful.
Well, it's a drum that I stopped beating years ago. Let's move to the NFL. I'm wearing my Denver Broncos orange. How are we
Russell
on the Denver
Wilson.
Broncos? Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. This is so great. I now have a reason to breathe in September. So,
But seriously, it's not like the rest of the division is going to roll over. The NFC West was the toughest division last year. Is the AFC West not the toughest right now? At least that's what it looks like sitting here in March.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you look at the caliber of quarterbacking across the board. I don't think Derek Carr is to be underrated in Vegas. And then you look, they go and get Devontae Adams. So now, I mean, honestly, it is going to be such an arms race in that division, and there's going to be some very good teams that don't make the playoffs. I remember in 1985, this still bothers me. The Broncos went 11-5 and didn't make the playoffs. There was that much strength around them, and I think we're going to see a comparable situation this year. And the Broncos may very well have a good record again and miss the playoffs, but at least they'll have a good record. It's just going to be tremendously entertaining to watch. I think the AFC in general is going to be an absolute gas. It's a lot easier romp if you're Aaron Rodgers and you're trying to get through the NFC as opposed to being part of a quarterbacking, just a quarterbacking glut in the American Football Conference.
RV, we're really getting our money's worth out of you. I appreciate it, because I'm going to sashay over now to Yankees, Blue Jays supposed to be playing today. Well, they are playing today. Sorry, I'm out of lockout mode into the fact that they are. Are you enjoying the fact that the Jays are the betting favorites to win the AL East? How do you see this shaking down this year?
I mean, honestly, you look at them and you look at what they lost, and going into the offseason, boy, they had some major holes to fill. I mean, they lost a Cy Young Award winner. They lost Marcus Semien. It's like, my goodness. But they have more than made up for that with the fortification of the roster. They look like a power, and their batting order 1 through 9 is pretty formidable. Look at the Dodgers batting order, and I look at the Blue Jays batting order, and just where is the easy out? And now without a designated hitter in the National League, I mean, it's not necessarily good news for pitchers, but I think this is probably the most optimistic Blue Jays fans have had a reason to feel since, well, I guess 2015, 2016, the bat flip years. But I'm not a Blue Jays fan, but I like what the Blue Jays do for the love of baseball and the attention paid to baseball in this country. And there's just a special buzz, I think, about the sport in general when the Blue Jays are doing well. Look at, how does the average Canadian right now feel about the National Basketball Association now that the love affair with the Raptors is cooled? It's just something else that's on TV now, I think, in the hearts and minds of most Canadians. But that Raptor run in 2019, that got everybody interested in it. I think people by and large were more interested in the NBA as a result. I think baseball season will be more intriguing if the Blue Jays live up to expectations. I just hope that one day I can say the same thing about the Expos coming back and them having a good year, because that's who I dearly miss.
Well, there's no doubt. At least we have a reason to watch and follow every game. Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays and Yankees games will be extra fun. RV, thanks for this. Reading you every day. Appreciate it. Man, keep it up.
Oh, will do. By the way, Candy's favorite Blue Jay of all time is Candy Maldonado. So I had to throw that in.
I was just going to say, nothing rolled off the tongue of Tom Cheek like that. Candy Maldonado. Yeah, I love the way he said it. Thanks, RV.
Thanks so much, Rod. Take care and enjoy your beautiful palm trees.
Thank you, sir. The esteemed Rob Vanstone and his pooch, Candy, checking in from the NHL's Bermuda Triangle. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of The Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.